Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're over on the YouTube account. If you caught the video a couple days ago, we just hit chapter 53. As you can see, we are on 53-24 right here. So we are making a lot more progression through the campaign. I feel like based on my levels, guys, probably 54, 55, maybe even chapter 56, we should be pretty easy to get through, but we have a lot of farming to do. We have the Misty Valley to clean up. We also have the bountiful trials of the new Lady Simona. We also just have a lot of stuff to do and a lot going on with AFK Arena right now. Also do have a lot of events that are going around, including the Magician's Hat, the Circus Tour. We have the Temple Rift, the Isle of Gold, and we have events that are literally just lined up. The Mystic Star Zone, the Trials of Mystery. Ton going on with AFK Arena, guys. Very cool to see. The Festival of Lights, very cool. What's going on, Dark Lucifer? Jovan is here. Project Dolphin. Major is here as well as Dark Plane. Thank you guys for joining me. Again, haven't been on this account today, so you can see our 21-hour timer. Look at the resources out of here, guys. This is the reason why when we go through the fast rewards, we actually do this 5 times every single day. And it's kind of crazy because we don't do the 200 diamonds. But if you think, guys, fast rewards 5 times a day times, let's say 365 days in a year, there is so much loot to be had in this fast rewards. Now, Solemn Vow, I've been going here. It looks like Jeff was online 2 days ago. So I'm going to stay with him. Friends list. Let's see if we got anyone in the friends list, guys. 18 hours with Dark Plane, which is here in chat. Very cool. Auto manage. I just auto lend, guys. That is how I do all of the heroes in here. It is kind of the first come, first serve with the auto lend. And then we do have a couple resources in here. So again, we have a lot of content to get through in here. Hope you're having a good day. You as well, Brian. Glad I could catch you live. What's going on, Third Eye Prophet? Since my dad passed, hope everything is doing all right. Well, thank you for joining us. Sorry for your loss, but definitely glad you could be here. Rage X as well, too. Trisha is here as well. So Trisha has been killing it, guys. I think Trisha went all the way through this entire chapter. I don't think Trisha is anywhere else. So I followed some of the comps I know that we had in there. Dylan is here. Daredevil and AFK Arena, free to play live. Thank you for joining us for the live stream. So let's hop over here, guys. Let's clean up the rest of this. Get into some of the content. I'll answer any of the questions you got. This is capped at 10K. If I don't play within, as you've seen, 21 hours, that will actually cap. So Treasure Scramble, we're at 1%, and we keep kind of going back and forth with the 1% based on our formation. So I actually go in here and I make sure the only formation that I do not like is the formation. There's Jigo that has Tarnos. So I still do not have Tarnos within here. But again, going back and forth through the formation, I'm usually at the 100 or under, or literally just right about there. Have a couple more heroes that we definitely need to build out. Dude, where are you? I am in Michigan, so I am just north of Detroit, Michigan. That is right. For a lot of you, I know you are at Michigan, but that is right. You speak so fast. I speak for a living, guys. Honestly, when you look at my professional and my personal career, yeah, we do. Trishia is being slept on. She does so much damage. Yeah, Trishia, I do like. The thing is, you have to have Trishia, and she's working in a couple different places, including some of the Cursed Realm, the Nightmare Corridor. Trishia is doing incredibly well. But let's go in here, guys. Let's just finish the stage in here to get the dailies. I want to do some summons. So I pulled out of the Magician's Hat, and I did happen to get 2, or in total, I got 4. I got 4 of my time emblems. So we did one single pull. I got 4 time emblems. What's going on, Darren? Jax is here as well. Yeah, again, we just started our new week here, guys. I feel like 51%. We can do a little bit better. Lab is already swept. I just sweep this. I'm not going to spend the time and effort. And a big shout out to the individuals. I usually do this a couple times a week, but going in there with the Arcane Labyrinth, being able to finish that. Now, shop refresh. Got a lot of questions about the shop refresh in here. Quick buy, I am still buying baits. If you looked at the thumbnail we did for this video, I've been accumulating a lot of baits. We have been using all of our resources for baits. I've also been picking out baits within the Misty Valley. Everything has been, again, pulling out all of those baits. And this, guys, 1, 2, 3, you want the essence, but you want the poke coins. You want to get these amplifying or primordial emblems if you need them. And then, of course, you do want the resources in there. Is E60 a must on Trishia? So the big thing, Totan, is when you look at Trishia, if you want her to do damage, you have to build her up. Because she is a damage dealer, she is damage camp classification. The higher that you build Trishia, especially with this ability, guys, the more damage she is going to do, not only with the skill, ultimately uses the ultimate ability, but also with the stats that you're going to be stacking on building her up higher, which is the reason, guys, you have to build her up. If you're going to use her, if you have planned to use her to really maximize the damage, yes, Trishia has to have that E60. And I believe ultimately, Toton, it is about a 67 where we build Trishia up to, just based on the hero itself. That way, again, you can maximize the damage that she is putting out. With a majority of our damage dealing heroes, we have said this in the past, they do require a lot higher build out to get them to do damage. If you have a damage dealer and you have them at, a under E30, or you don't have the furniture on them, majority of the time, they're not going to be as effective as if you built them up higher, which is the reason, again, building the damage dealers higher, building the awakened heroes a little bit higher makes a really big difference for them specifically, just based on the stats that they have in AFK Arena, and also the percentage stats that they do allow. So collect up all these. Do you think it's worth putting the E30 on Alna? No, Dark Lucifer. So the E30 on Alna doesn't make a difference, especially fundamentally what she is used for. This doesn't really make a big difference. You're only going from 280 to 320. Overall, again, the effectiveness of Alna comes from the furniture. Most places say do not engrave Alna at all because there's no real reason. Just finished Belinda. Should I go to Awakened Athalia or Chimera? Right now, tier list wise, the Awakened version of Athalia is seeing more utility, but Chimera is starting to really make a place. And honestly, Primo, if you do either of those, you'll do well. Both of these heroes, the Awakened version of Athalia and Chimera, are both used in an incredible amount of utility. So again, either of those would be very strong to build. You're not going to go wrong with either one of those. With that being said, I like the Awakened version of Athalia because she is the driving force within the Celestial Tower. The Graveborns, even without Chimera, will do incredibly well if you don't have Chimera built. But again, if you don't have the Awakened version of Athalia, it's a little bit more of a struggle when it comes to building out, or when it comes to making progression within the Celestial Tower, just based on the heroes. And that is really one of the big things. I'm so close, 2 beasts to 17. Once they hit 18, I can resonate all to 18. That is awesome, Trisha. So question for you, Trisha. Are you going to take any of the beasts higher than 18? I know they go up to 36, but is it going to be worth it to build them out? Today I hit level 12 resonance, and as free to play, I think. So the big thing, Toton, to do is whether you hit beast resonance 9 or you hit 12, which free to play, you're hitting 12. Stop at 12. 12 is going to be a really good place. It is going to be a good spot to stop. Then prioritize building out a couple of your beasts up to 18 as free to play. So you're not actually going to take them to 15. Build the owl, build the lion, build the slumbering seal, build out talisman, a couple choices in there. Yeah, 12 is a good place to stop, but then you want to push all of your beast food into probably one of these 4 beasts, possibly even the spider. And you want to focus on building these up to 18. So all of your beasts will stay at 12, but you're going to build specific beasts up to 18 to really have a game-changing difference. And of course, the slumbering seal would be the first one that I would recommend to definitely build. How many baits do you have? Should I stop focusing on baits? Yeah, like I was saying, Gizo, stop at 12, focus the beasts up to 18, keeping them at 18. I hope I get a lot of awakened chests. Yes, that would be really cool. I'm wondering what the RNG is going to be with the chests from the new event, the Mystic Sky Zone. It is really cool, guys. I do like it. And it seems like we're at a point with the Mystic Sky Zone where players are just literally attacking each other, really going back and forth and back and forth. So essentially, once you have your essence that you're farming up within the Sky Zone, then it comes the opposite, where you're just trying to stop other players from getting what they need in the Sky Zone, which is exactly where we're at right now. So it's a really cool dynamic, and I like the ability. This is the beta version of that Mystic Sky Zone, which means there's going to be a lot that is going to change with it, but it is really, really cool. So many good Celestials came out. I didn't get time to build Hypos. Yeah, I built a lot of Celestials as well. Definitely lacking a little more on the Hypo heroes, but overall, guys, they work incredibly well. Celestial heroes, even with the build, do work well. Yes. So that's a good question, Daredevil. So that's what a lot of players were saying with the Awakened Fragment chest. That you're only getting 3 of the hero, and there's not going to be another way to get the rest of them. That's what I don't understand, Daredevil. Which again, that is going to be kind of yet to be seen. We need Zap and Hodgkin in here, but it seems really odd that that's essentially what they were doing. That they give you 3 fragments, because that's not going to make a difference really to anyone. Having 3 fragments, it is kind of a joke, so I want to see. Do you think Lilith stopped reworking because it makes PvE content harder? Could be, Quam. I think they got to the point where they started developing new heroes so fast. It was very hard. And again, going to reworking the heroes. If you're a game developer that's developing actually new heroes every two weeks. Now remember, Lilith has said that looking on the release schedule of every 2 weeks of the heroes, it takes about 4 to 6 months to make a hero. So you got to think all of the heroes we've had in probably the last 4 months, Lilith has been working on these heroes for an incredible amount of time. Now, if you couple that with reworking heroes on top of building other heroes, I think it just gets incredibly difficult very, very fast. It is kind of the point that they're at. And I think Rangers will work in here, or Warriors will work. I think that's kind of it. There was so much going on with content-wise in AFK Arena. It would be kind of tough. Can I see your Isle of Gold? Absolutely. I'll show you, Primo, the Isle of Gold as soon as we kind of run through here. This game mode only takes usually about 10-15 minutes. I actually do this on a couple different accounts. Biggest, probably still debatable, one of the biggest loot places that you're going to get in AFK Arena. That is really really one of the big ones. And we need a Graveborns in there. So there you go. Half paying attention to everything, but we need some Graveborns in here. I think we got the last one. I'm a bit disappointed in the random rewards though. So it could be good or bad, Joffrey. And that's where, again, I want to see when we come up on the test server, exactly what those random rewards are going to look like. It's going to be, again, it's going to be interesting to see where the rewards end, because essentially if they're giving away the awakened heroes and then we pull every one of our chests, Joffrey, and we get 0 awakened heroes, I feel like a lot of players are going to be pretty pissed if we don't get at least some of the awakened heroes. I think there'll be an RNG factor where there might be some players that get a couple more, but again, I wish you could do the choice chest, but then again, if you did the choice chest, every single one of them would just choose all the awakened heroes and everybody would have them built super fast. That's kind of the thing. Yeah, that's what I don't get. Dark Lucifer, what are you going to do with 3 fragments and where can you buy the rest of the fragments, I guess? I don't understand. I don't see the logic behind the fragment chest without the ability to essentially build out the rest of the heroes that you're getting those fragments for. Is Awaken Leica worth it? The Awakened version of Leica is good in a lot of different places, but by no means is she the top priority. Even a lot of different game modes, we're not seeing her used really as much, Javon. With the build, there's a couple other priorities, heroes that are kind of above where she's at. I didn't even pay attention. What do we need? We need Rain and we need Falk. So let's drop Rain and Falks. There we go. Yeah, so again, the Awakened version of Leica, I'm kind of on the fence. If you build her, she does work incredibly well. But is it worth investing over a couple other heroes that are higher priority? Not so much. But PvP-wise, she does incredibly well. But again, depends what you're focused on and depends what game mode that you're really focused on. I think they'll repeat the event. And that's what I wonder. But even then, Connor, so if they repeat the event, and again, the question that a lot of players had is, which this one we need maulers, is are we going to have the ability to get rewards every 3 days of battle? Are they going to give us chests? Or is it going to be the entire event you get 3 of them? Because if that's the case, you're talking getting 3 shard pieces every 45 days. And again, if you're not buying them, you're never going to have enough shards. You're really, Connor, you're not going to have enough shards ever. Just because of the sheer getting it from the game mode, you're talking 5 years to get the rest of the fragments. Doing Lilith, they'll put the right. And I thought, Dark Lucifer, I thought you could get the fragments behind the paywall. I thought you could purchase those fragments. I thought you could. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I thought you could get the fragments already, but you have to buy them all. Really waiting to see how the random drops work. Yeah, Totan, that's what I'm thinking as well. Hope the stream is going good. What's going on, Raul? Thank you for joining us for the stream. Absolutely, guys. Most of you know I look forward to my Sundays with you guys, being able to go over some content, go over some AFK Arena, answer some questions that you guys have. For me, it is a lot of fun to do this every single week. And again, guys, they're literally stacking events on events with the Sky Zone coming up. And then tonight we have another event coming up on the test server. We have the Temporal Rift. We have the Treasure Scramble. Pretty much we have events that are stacked so hard within this game right now. It's kind of crazy how stacked the events are. But of course, the positive thing and the good thing is with all of these events, you get loot. Every one of these events are adding, even if it is just, 2, 3, 4 time emblems here, a couple Stargazer cards here, some loot to build up some of these heroes. It is a collaborative effort to really build out everything that we have. Is the Radish being used? Yes. So the Radish is being used, Vitate, in a couple of the Cursed Realm Nightmare corridors. The Radish is also making an appearance on some formations within the Treasure Scramble. So there is a few places that we are seeing the Radish starting to appear, which is the reason the Radish was a little bit of a higher priority pet. The Radish is being used some places. You can only buy fragments for old Awakened heroes. Well, the fragment, you can only buy them for the old ones. Thank you, FLT. So you can only buy fragments for the old ones, which means the new ones we're not getting any fragments for. But I don't really understand. I don't see Lady Simona. So that is supposed to be the case, Darkblane. Lady Simona will not be in the treasure trove. And the reason being, remember, Lady Simona was released after this was already up. If a hero is released during a current Misty Valley, that hero will not be in the chest, which of course we do not see her here. That is by design, Darkblane. So you're not able to get the hero out of there because again, they are not going to be in this treasure trove because the hero was released after the Misty Valley commenced. Yep, that is true. That is supposed to be the case. That is how this has always been, Darkblane, is if the hero is released after the beginning of the Misty Valley, they will not be included. So the next one will be included in there. Now this one, I'm wondering who is still in the ship? Because I know we have Jerome. I'm just wondering the ability to possibly... Who do we got? We got Jerome in here. Lady Simona won't be there. So Jerome is the only one, guys. I already have Jerome at 2 stars. Now, Jerome, of course, has quite a bit of utility used with Belinda. Actually used in a couple different game modes. Let's collect up our rewards. Let's grab another copy of Jerome. And hopefully, let's collect these guys. Boom. Look at the resources in here. This is one of the reasons. And I want to make sure we have all these clear. I might have to go back. Let me make sure that we have all of these clear in here, which it looks like we do. All 20 stages are clear, so we'll go ahead and collect the treasure trove. And like I said before, guys, we are looking for baits. Prioritize what your account needs. In here, we have some stones, but look at this, guys. We have what? 100, 200, 250. What's that? 325 baits. Stargazer scrolls. We have some more mats. To definitely build this out. And another copy of Jerome. Again, might be able to get some more resources for Jerome. Let's do a couple summons in here. I know I still do have to go through the Voyage of Wonder. Temporal Rift, we were level capped, but I think it unlocked at that point. So I think we have more floors because we actually stopped at 140 was the level cap. We waited for it to proceed, which again, guys, 300 floors of loot. Even as free-to-play, on my free-to-play account, I can go through all 300 floors on there with the Temporal Rift. So definitely make sure, again, you're getting the resources out of there. That's going to be another level we can change or we can gain. We can add a couple more cards here. Let's pop these stones open, see what we get. My beasts are awful, 1 in 900. Ooh, that is pretty tough. Yeah, the 3 fragments, absolutely a little bit weird. Had to catch a stream real quick. Headed to the gym, so have to rewatch later. Oh, thank you from Norway, Raf. Thanks for joining us. Have fun at the gym. I still don't get how these chests are getting distributed in your militia. So what I'm understanding is from the chests, you have individual chests, which of course are going to go to you. And then the militia chests are going to go to, and I believe it is going to be individuals that can assign them. And again, I don't know exactly. That was kind of my understanding. Alpha T was they were going to be distributed from people in the guild, which again, we're going to have to see exactly what that looks like. I don't know if it's going to be based on points. I don't know if it's going to be merit. I don't know. Because essentially, if that's the case, a lot of the guild leaders could just hoard all the chests or give, I don't know, the equal distributed, I can't even say the word right now. But going over with the militia, how they're going to distribute the chests is going to be pretty interesting, guys. So 2 superb stones, which of course we get nobody in there. 4 of our elite stones, which gives us just a bit more food. So nothing there, guys, with all of those stones. Now in here, we have 73 scrolls, 248. I am saving these for the next Celestial or Hypogen that is coming. We are going to, we're going to use those. I think I don't really have many summons on here. I'm going to go ahead. We can use up some of these. But again, we're kind of saving based on the heroes. And I want to see if the next one is going to be a wilder hero. And then, of course, the desired hero summons, guys, we still have 22 days, but we need 2 more copies of her to add engraving on there. We're just going to have to wait and see. Can you show us your free-to-play Twisted Brown comps on my account? I can, Tushar. Not right now. I'll put something up a little bit later with the free-to-play comps. And I go through now on my free-to-play account, I have 5 Awakened Heroes. So for the Awakened Heroes, where a lot of players might not go in or be really used as much, I have 5 Awakened Heroes that I've built on the free-to-play account. So we've made a lot of progression on that aspect. But again, looking here, Temple Ascension, boom, got some more heroes to recycle. And that's really all we do with the heroes that are in here right now, guys, is we just recycle them kind of over and over and over again. Let's do a couple summons here in the Oaken. Again, dropping in our new Graveborn hero, which we have a few of these maxed out. I don't think right there she is. We have 1 right there. Definitely want to build out some more furniture. 23,000 Poke Coins in here. Based on what Dolly says, I am sure the next hero will be a hypo. I thought about it, but we're still 1 short. Jeffrey, we are still 1 short on the Wilders. Could be another hypo just for the simple fact it's been a while since it seems like we've had some hypo heroes. It'll be interesting. Don't see a Wilder fitting the description. Well, I thought maybe the music, the flute, that could just be a Wilder, kind of like what we see with Pippa, kind of like the forest flute, Wilder aspect of it. We got 1 piece for Jerome. We got a 2nd piece there for Jerome, which again, building him out utility-wise is pretty good. There is Awakened version of Shemira, which Shemira is already at that 9 of 9, but we will definitely build that up a little bit further. That brings Jerome closer, guys. And our last pull here is not a mythic piece of furniture. Let's go ahead and recycle these. Then we'll recommend. We got upgraded right there, which I'm going to have to see which ones we're going to use for Shemira. Another 1,300 doesn't give us enough, but we have 1 card there. Now we do have, who we got? We have Thisu. Again, Lady Simona, I feel like we need to build up a little bit further. A lot of them we need to fill up a little bit further. Apollonier, what is going on? Long time no see. Thank you for joining us. You don't upload your free-to-play account videos. I did for a while. So again, time has really, the time and effort it takes to go through here, because even now, guys, I have 3 accounts on here that I'm running. Most of the faction accounts, the FHG account, a lot of the accounts I don't play on a regular basis. Some of the older accounts we've kind of not been playing, but I do usually log in. The free-to-play account and the wishlist account have been the 2 that we've been kind of building out and playing a little bit. I don't upload as much on that account just because I've been kind of just idling content through there. But definitely there. Could I make a video explaining the utility of the bees and which comps they work? Sure, Paul. Definitely can. Hello from Germany. What's going on at Erox? Thanks for joining us. Paul Hippo already have yeah, there's a couple tier lists on there, and honestly, when you go through and look at a lot of the tier lists, even when it comes to the beasts, a lot of it is where are they being utilized within a bunch of different formations. So even looking on here, you can see exactly. So the spider, you can kind of see where a lot of the same pets will be used or similar pets, and it depends on what game mode you're running. because if you're running the Cursed Realm in comparison to the Nightmare Corridor, in comparison to the Treasure Scramble, you're going to see a different utility when it comes to the beasts in here. Again, based on what you're fighting and where you're really looking. So right here, we have the Awakened version of Sophia. This is running the Rock Lizard in this formation. Now down here, the SP effect right there of Matria with some of the hypos is running the Talisman. So again, it makes a big difference where they're being run and what team you're fighting against, which is kind of hard to go through and build it out because, yeah, it's kind of interesting with the content that we do have in there and the utility of the beasts, because the beasts are being used a lot of different places, again, depending on the build. Now, the Frozen Pass on the test server, guys, I still cannot beat. I killed everything and I made it through everything except the battle with the 5 Lady Simonas. Went through, used a bunch of different formations, even borrowed Rem, tried to do it that way. Couldn't get through the Abyssal or the Voyage of Wonder. Kind of crazy that it was that difficult to get through there. Yeah, but the Wilder kidnapping people because he's been expelled. Stick with the hypo. Yeah, absolutely, Joffrey. It definitely could be a hypo hero. Which again, the hypos and the Celestials kind of come out on their own term. They don't really follow the guidance as we've seen of historic heroes where they would do, Light Bearer, then a Mauler, then a Wilder, then a Graveborn. Now it seems like they're just at a point where I don't know if they're changing up some of the heroes just based on like the release schedule, or if they're just changing up some of the heroes literally just based on what they have completed at the time, skills and ability wise, and what exactly that looks like just based on the build. So again, guys, if you haven't done this, the Frozen Pass, relatively easy in here if you can take out the battles. And again, that's kind of the problem that a lot of players have seen. I run these a lot of times. I even run these a lot of times before I do the guide. If there's not a visual guide up, I run these quite a few times. Don't collect the treasure chest so I can actually figure out how it goes in here and see exactly what they're doing. We really need an SSS tier hypo. Yes. So I agree with you in your entirety, Paul. It seems like a lot of the hypo heroes that we've seen, even looking at Lucilla, even looking at a couple of the other ones, haven't had a lot of utility and haven't had the ability to stand alone. And what I mean by that is when you look at a hero like Liberta is absolutely one that you can and is literally a standalone celestial hero. We don't have that case with hypo heroes. That is one of the very sad but true facts that we have, where we had Lucretia that stood alone for such an incredible amount of time. It doesn't seem like that is the case right now. Yeah, even Matria. Matria requires a couple other heroes. Need help struggling as a new player. I don't know what to focus on. So Soul, I can give you a wish list if you want to hit up Discord. But overall, yes, you want to focus on Daemon early game. Any Awakened heroes that you get, very easy. You want to build out really Graveborn. All of your faction scrolls, Soul, are going to be based on Graveborn, and very early Graveborn will do incredibly well. So building out Daemon, building out Ivan, building out Silas, building out Oden, there are a significant amount of Graveborns that will do incredibly well in formations that you want to build out early. Again, just really based on the heroes that you have in there. I feel like 2 factions Awakened, 2 factions Celestial. Yeah, that would fit your hypo release, definitely. Now this one, we move this one up. And again, we've done this a couple times at this point, so it does make it a little bit easier to figure out how far should I invest in the Awakened Chimera. So really, for the Awakened heroes, Lucas, the plus 30 signature item, 9 of 9 furniture, and this 60 engraving is where you have to invest in them. Because the big thing is, if you do not invest, if you do not put enough of an investment in, let's say, the Awakened version of Chimera, you're never going to get to the point of having the ability to unlock all of the skills. So when you think of how the Awakened heroes are built, Lucas, essentially you'll be missing 25% of the skills for every part of the hero that you do not have built, which means if you're missing the plus 30 signature item, you're missing roughly 25% of the skills and abilities that the hero does possess. Awakened heroes have to have that 30960. being built out really at that point. You have to build them out. If you're going to spend the time and investment to build the heroes out, you definitely have to, build them out, and you have to build them out to their entirety. What's going on, Poco Bear? Poco Bear 234. Thanks for joining us. And in here, guys, again, a lot of heroes, it seems. Trying to get down Kanisa and Rook, trying to kill out a couple of these heroes. As they get stronger, a lot of players have struggled, just like I did on the test server. Worked incredibly difficult. I don't understand where Lady Simona, though. I thought she was broken and the utility is not where I expected. It seems like she is still going to find a place. So I feel like Lady Simona to a place is going to find a place. It might just take a little bit of time, but we're starting to actually see her in a couple different places in concept, honestly. But again, with the newer hero, guys, give it usually a couple months, and then you'll see exactly where it is. What's going on, Pippo? Can you give Belinda her last 2 stars, please? Oh, Major wants me to give the stars. I could. Yeah, we could give Belinda a couple stars in there. But again, I want to see who is coming, because literally, if I go ahead and I burn all my resources to get these last 2 stars on Belinda, in Major, if the next hero is not a hypo like we're thinking, I will just go ahead and we will build her out. I'll build her out for you, Major. I don't want to dedicate an incredible amount of resources right now, knowing there could be a hero that is literally on the horizon. So we need diamonds, we need Stargazer scrolls, we need both of them to build them out, Major. Which again, if it is a wilder hero, like again, some are saying, then we'll go ahead and we'll drop we'll get the last 6 copies on there. What is going on, Alfred S? Thanks for joining us for the stream. Yeah, well, I'll build her out for you. Still struggling on my first Celestial. I got my Lucretia Max. Lucretia is amazing. Absolutely does phenomenal within there. I dropped the game almost a year ago. Last time I played, Garrison was implemented. Glad to see you keeping it up. Oh, thanks. Thank you. Yeah, guys, AFK Arena, I love playing. I still have an incredible amount of fun in this game. Honestly, it's really, really fun. And we're going on 5 years at this point. But again, it's a really fun game. I have Awakened Brutus and Awakened Matria Ascended, which should be next. I would either go with Athalia or Belinda. Those would be the either two. Paco Bear, I would go with the Awakened version of Belinda, or the Awakened version of Athalia would be the solid choice. As much as I like Shamira is not holding the same utility that we really see in a lot of different game modes. And Haru, this is not the test server. This is the FHE account. Any advice to get time emblems? Karmish, yes. So the best way, guys, and we stress this every day, there are really 2 income sources when it comes to those time emblems to get the Awakened heroes. Number 1, buying your time emblem out every day. When you look at the store, you have to buy the time emblem every single day, Karmesh. If not, you're going to never build the Awakened heroes just on the ones that they give you. So buying 1 on there a day to get the time emblems will give you 30 time emblems a day. The second place, guys, is the towers. The absolute biggest resource that you're going to get, the biggest space that you're going to find those time emblems, is actually getting them through the tower progression. Even looking now at the King's Tower, when you look at the time emblems, guys, when you start getting 1,000 plus floors, even here 781, 762, when you start getting time emblems every 20 floors, that is the absolute perfect place, guys. You have to farm these, and you have to farm these every single day. I farm these religiously. As you can see, we're up to 193 right here. Thank you to the Awakened version of Shamira. But going in here, setting these with some of the recommended formations, I just have to make sure there's no Tarnos in here. But going through, making progression in these game modes, even if you have to murk a hero, guys, this is the place that you get the biggest return, period. That's it. This is the biggest place that you're going to get your time emblems, and being able to farm them on a daily basis. You have to, guys. From the only one board thing is farming the Labyrinth. Yeah, so Raul, the Labyrinth, find a good team to do the rotation. And I'll show you what I mean in here. So right here, you can see between the players that we do in here in the team details, We actually have a rotation. So with this resetting every 2 days with our killer squad, the team message, I might do this once or twice a week. So even if I do this twice a week, I'm covering 4 of the 7 days between Mr. King and Mr. Don. And I don't know even if that is the same player. I'm assuming that it probably is the same player. But we get this. I only run the labyrinth once or twice a day. And then I do the exact same on the other account. So I might run it once or twice a day. The labyrinth is super easy this way for the simple fact that you don't have to run it yourself all the time. It makes a big difference. It really does make a big, big difference, guys. When you don't, again, you don't have to run the labyrinth all the time, and you don't have to run the labyrinth yourself. That is one of the really big parts. So what I do for formations, guys, is I look for a team, even here, guys, that are level 900, which is kind of insane. 847, so still a little high. But I look for a player right here, 804. So I look for a player that is right around the same place that I am. I auto battle once I go through here, and I usually let this farm itself while I'm doing my video editing, while I'm chatting to you guys on Discord. I go through a lot of the content on here, again, kind of as the auto battle while I'm doing other things within AFK Arena, or taking care of, again, the video editing process, thumbnail design, all of that with YouTube, even creating content on the finance channel. And if you've seen, guys, I've been playing some Dragon Air over on the other channel, which is my third channel that we've had for a lot of time. Used to be a crypto channel, but it is over there, guys. I have awakened Athalia at Mythic already, so I'm pretty well head start. Yes, Paco Bear, the awakened version of Athalia does incredibly well. Absolutely go ahead and build that out. I made it to 451 in Greyborn, which starts 2 teams. That is where it gets tough for FIL. So that is honestly the Greyborn wall at that point of getting to requirement of 2 teams. That again, that is a big hump to get over. Once you get a little bit further, they require 3 teams like what I have right now. And again, it takes a lot to get through some of the content. When you start getting to multiple teams, it's really just time. I like Awakened Chimera and Simona together. Yes, I heard that is super strong. Chimera and Simona together. So there we go, guys. So we finished out this stage. So I do the exact same. So we go to our next stage. I do this exact same. And a lot of times I will follow the same player that, again, is kind of right around. So even right here, Eric's, I follow kind of the same player if I make a couple stages. If it doesn't work for a while, then I'll actually change it up. But right here, we'll run it through. What's going on, Jaffa? Thanks for joining us for the stream. Yeah, the awakened version of Chimera and Simona have been incredible. Another thing that I've seen, Trisha, that works kind of broken is a lot of players have been running Lady Simona with Ivan. And that, again, has been pretty broken within the formation. So Ivan on Simona. Simona, of course, does a lot of energy regeneration and a lot of damage. The combination of those two together have done incredibly well. Do you feel like all in on baits hinders overall progression? I'm almost at 12, but I'm getting behind on furniture. So the way that I did it, Daredevil, and the way that I recommend is depending where your account is going all in. So what I mean by that is when you look at how I've built a majority of my accounts is I have rotated, I have rotated through everything Daredevil, and I rotate based on the Noble Society. So what I do is I'll pick baits one time, then I'll pick cores, then I'll pick chests, and I will rotate everything in there until you have a break point. For instance, right now with you, Daredevil, get to 12, get the resonance to 12. Then it could be a point where you're going to actually build a lot of, a lot of furnitures or cores. Again, based on the build, we rotate different stuff. I rotate a ton of different stuff in there to make it viable. That way I'm not falling behind in one aspect of AFK Arena that I'm trying to keep it up. Will you summon for the beast? Yes, Jovan, I absolutely will summon for the beast. That's what I've been saving all of my food for. Again, I wanted to run in here, guys. These are what I farm all the time. In the auto battler, yes, just what Dark Lucifer said, chapter 36 is the place you do get the auto battler. My Corzin signature item took a hit going all in. Yeah. But and just what Trisha said, guys, and that's why we've said before, once you build the beast, you get them forever. And that's something to remember. Let's hop out of here, guys. We'll do some summons with the beast. But the big thing is, once you get the beast, for instance, just like what Daredevil was saying, getting the beast built to 12. So once you hit the break point of having those beasts at 12, that is going to be the point. You're going to slow build the rest of these beasts up to 18. Might take you a couple months to get one of them up to 18 if you get them to 18 just based on the regular progression. But overall, again, once you get to the point of having them at 12, then you switch to building up some more heroes. These will be just a slow build unless you're doing kind of what Trisha did. Cores SI took a hit, building beasts and building baits out in their entirety. So it is kind of a big trade-off between a couple different places. Thanks for the information. Is it worth to purchase more rewards during the event? I do not. So if you're looking to do purchases in there, Karmesh, honestly, the two biggest places that I really see is when you're going through here is the monthly cards. This is going to yield you one extra time emblem, which means you're literally doubling up the time emblem. So you're getting 30 from the store, you're getting 30 from the chest, and you're getting diamonds. But in addition, this is giving you baits or cores or red chests is what you need. And then it is also giving you cores. The other place is Noble Societies, guys. I buy out this Noble Society. You'll see I didn't buy out this other one with the red chest. Didn't need the red chest this time. So again, that gives us the ability to save, I believe, 24 bucks or $20 right there. Twisted, I did the same. I didn't buy out this other one, which we could get some shards, could get some poke coins, but again, we just bought the baits out. So you can see we have our regular baits here. This is the bonus one that I bought with the pack. So again, we saved 20 bucks here. We saved 20 bucks here. The Regal, because I don't need rewards, I don't buy this one. So literally here, we only cut this to $50 versus being $90. And we also have these. So again, you're looking less than $100 that we're spending in here, short of buying Robinhood. But overall, budgeting what we have in AFK Arena is really what I focused on. Let's do the beast summons in here, guys. And again, we're looking to get these couple 16s up to 18. And we do have the radish in there. Now, my thought behind the radish is I'm trying to get the animated frame for the avatar, but it is getting there. AFK Arena is so time consuming, spending 2 hours on 40 floors. Yeah, and that's the reason I let this go. I literally do let this go for an incredible amount of time and just let it run. So we got 1,100. And remember, we just did this on last Sunday, guys. So we did this seven days ago. So with everything that we have, we got 1,100 beast food or baits within that time frame. There we go, guys. There's another radish. And I'm hoping we can get another beast to 18, and then we can just continue swapping all the ones. There we go. There's the Talisman. Talisman is the one that I want to build up right now. Again, Talisman for the PvP aspect for the treasure scramble. Really, really strong on the build, which again is the reason why we do want to build Talisman up a little bit higher. There we go. So we have 2 on there, and I don't know if we have, what are we, 3 short on there. The spider is 3 short on the spider. Then we also do have the radish. Radish is 1 short on the radish to go to 16. So again, I'm going to save for the radish and see, because if he leaves the store, which I believe we have, what, like 20, what do we got? 23 days left. I thought it was around 20 days, but getting this cute little avatar frame, it's pretty cool, but I don't think we're going to have enough beasts within 23 days. So we got 3 weeks in there to possibly get some more copies of the beasts in there, which would work. I saw Ivan and Silas in stage 1012 today. Yeah, Silas is still being used, guys. Pets are insanely hard to get. Just takes time. Jovan, that is really the huge thing, is the time aspect of the baits. And again, similar to a lot of these heroes, guys, similar to the cores, similar to the beasts, they're meant to take a long time. That is really definitely what you have to do. It takes a long time. Argand, I haven't played for a couple years. Have Shamira and Gwen became irrelevant? Yes, in their entirety. Shamira and Gwen are completely irrelevant at this point. But the awakened version of Shamira works incredibly well. So again, looking in here, I think I'm going to be probably right around here, 775. We'll pop this one in. And again, trying to farm some more time emblems in here. I have no awakened Mauler, so the Mauler tower is stuck at 450. Yes, without having Brutus, a stuff. Brutus, even using Brutus, if you have the awakened version of Brutus at a lower level, it will work incredibly well. Brutus is one of the heroes, guys. The crowd control aspect that he possesses still does work very, very well. It just takes time with beasts. Again, beasts and cores are not something that you're going to build off the bat, not something that you're going to have an insane amount of access to. They are going to take time, and they are meant to really take time. And that's how AFK Arena is built. You're not going to push through content in a day. It is a game that's been out almost 5 years. So if you've went through here, even looking at a lot of places that we get the baits, it does work incredibly well. Gwen is used sometimes in the tower, rarely. Yeah, so I used Gwen up to the point of getting Belinda and Thane, the awakened version of Belinda and then Thane. Those are really the two. What should I buy at the store beside the time emblems? Essence, you should always buy in there. And then you should also buy, when you buy the time emblems out of the store, I buy the stones. So I buy the elite and the superb elite stones within there. And then I also do get them out of, I buy the essence, the shards, and the po coins out of there. So really 6 things, what's that? 6 things that you need to buy out of the shop, and you buy them every single day. And again, when you look at, a week, 2 weeks, a month, 6 months, when you're buying out the time emblems, when you're buying out the stones, again, the shards, the essence, and the po coins makes a huge difference. How do I get more baits? There's a multitude of ways, Ogvis, that you can get baits. Big one, of course, is going through the content when it comes to the Fantastic Beasts. Fantastic Beast gives you a lot of baits. You can get a lot of baits out of the AFK rewards, even out of some of the regular content. Most of the Peaks of Time gives baits. Voyage of Wonder gives baits. This one, I think we're going to time out with the Fox Fatale in there. But yeah, it really just takes time. Really wondering what the new power creep will be. Same with me, Heavens. Absolutely, I wonder exactly who the new power creep is going to be or what it's going to look like. And it's interesting you say that, because when you look, again, big picture at a lot of the heroes that we have seen lately, it kind of started with Guineas. Guineas was kind of the point where we started seeing an incredible amount of really, really strong heroes. And look, Torn is just being worked in the back, but we didn't get him locked down. But yeah, with the power creep, it started with Guineas, guys, and then it went through a lot. Not worth purchasing stones in the merchant. Which one do you mean, Karmesh? Let me know which one you mean. And I can hop out of here when this is done. I want to see if we can get a couple more floors. 1,093, guys, again, still making a lot. And it seems like some of these heroes are just insta-dying in here, even based on where they're built with tier 3 gear. 309 furniture on pretty much plus 30 signature items. Furniture engraving. I think they'll increase the beast resonance soon to level 21. I hope not, Pippo, but that's going to be a lot stronger when you get there. And I feel like Fox Fatale just has to be a little bit higher in here. But right here, guys, Kayleen survived so far. This is going to make it a lot easier, which there she went down, but we just have Thorn to deal with. Should be able to get this one down. There we go. The awakened version of Baden gets that one done. Yeah, purchasing the stones, the elite stones and the superb elite stones, absolutely, I buy them out every day. Now here, guys, we have Shamira in here. We have Oden in here. Thorin, as well as, of course, right back here, Zyra. Shamira's ultimate ability, guys. I still love her ultimate ability. And keeping these heroes alive even after they die is a really cool aspect as well. There we go. So we got him. Yes. So that interesting. You should say that, Trisha. That has been something that we've heard about or talked about. Which again, they talked about a couple different game modes. So not even tier 5 gear, but having a way to combine it. And again, I think it's going to combine it kind of like with the factions. It's going to be interesting to see exactly how they start doing the tier 4 to the tier 5 gear. And again, I think there's going to be a way to level them up kind of in their entirety on a bigger picture, so you don't have to get as much tier 5 gear individualized with the stones. And again, I kind of heard rumors about the tier 5 and that they were doing the tier 5 gear differently, which would be pretty interesting to see like maybe if you could put more than just the awakened version of Leica on here, if maybe it used the faction instead of the hero, or if it used the classification instead of the specific hero. We'll have to see. We'll have to see exactly what they do. Pets are definitely worth pushing. Yes. So 110% agree with you, Riley. When I didn't have the pets, as soon as I started getting pets up to 18, you can see rank 100 right here. Once I started getting beasts or the pets up to 18, I started seeing my rank in the treasure scramble go down dramatically based on the build and based on the beasts that I had up to 18. They make a big difference, guys. And again, I feel like personally, I overlook the beast for a considerable amount of time, and it did take a long time to get them caught up. That's the reason I buy it out of the Noble Society, as I've been trying to catch up the beasts and really get them all to 18, because similar to an Awakened Hero, and that is kind of on the same level that I almost put it, because remember, you might have one Awakened Hero in a campaign formation that has an SP effect. You're going to have one beast that is kind of the 6th hero and has a multitude of things they can do in here based on the skills and abilities, guys. Makes a big difference. I've also seen by getting higher beasts, the Cursed Realm and the Nightmare Corridor, guys, the scores in here have went down dramatically. Right here, top 12. And even on the second one, I think I was 8 or 10, maybe 16. I got to do the rest of my events. So I do one trial when the boss first comes up, and then I do the rest right before they end. You can see 17 more hours. So I can go in here. Once I get everything set with formations, I usually do about 30 attempts in here per week just to score a little bit better and get some better rewards out of those game modes. And I usually wait till, again, when it's about over, and then we just kind of go from there. So Magician's Hat, guys, let's do another trick in here. Boom. There we go. So we got another 20 baits in here. Got a Stargazer Scroll, which is awesome. 10 more of those. Now, like I had said, for the exchange, I am doing the exact same. So we're going to pick up another 50 baits right here. Every single thing that I have in here, I am just getting baits. This is going to be the driving force, guys. I am getting all baits out of the event. Don't want to get the heroes, then of course right here. Make sure you do this. Again, these are going to give you free resources and free loot out of the event. I just hop in here. The score really doesn't matter. Short of you being the top damage producer within your guild. But again, I'm just looking to get the rewards out of here, because I know by far in my guild, I am not the top for the leaderboard by any means, but there we go. Don't have enough for another summon, but we're close to getting some more baits out of there. Isle of Gold. I know you asked about the Isle of Gold a little bit ago. This is the build that I go with. So just like even here, guys, 500, 2,600, look at that. 6,000 Labyrinth tokens, 5,500 Pokecoins. I go in here and I pillage. I still have to do my pillage attempts, but you can see I haven't been in here in a while. I don't build. I actually need to swap a couple of these around just based on the build, based on some of these towers and what they're leveling up. I haven't got to the point to level up the towers, but I kind of stack it where if anyone comes in here to take loot, just come in here and take the loot. I only put one hero in each of these, which again, just come in here and take the loot. I'm not too worried about it. I haven't pillaged too many players, again, just for the time aspect. Haven't even logged on this account in almost 24 hours, which again is kind of crazy. But here we're going to have to put in another tower. And I just do the flowers. I do the flowers or the energy tower. So you know what? We'll go ahead and drop this one in. It'll get the bonus from the tower. This game mode, again, looking at the resources, looking at the loot you get in here, because I pillaged the first day, which again, we got quite a few in here. I can do all 4 pillage attempts. And then the total resources. This is just something that you're going to stack a ton of resources in, as this gives you a lot of resources in here. Riga rewards, epic stones, not worth the purchase. So Karmesh, it is not worth the purchase if you have the heroes. So that's, I'll kind of show you what I mean. So looking at the rewards, so looking at my heroes that I have in the Noble Tavern, even here, guys, we have one more full summon. But looking at the heroes that I have in the Noble Tavern, there's an elite, which is Ira. I have 2 Lightbearer heroes. I have 2 Maulers. I have 1 Wilder, and I have the new one. So we have 2 Greyborns in here. If I'm buying the stones, chances are with 145 heroes in AFK Arena at this point, there's no reason to buy these stones. I'm not going to pay to get probably a 98% chance of getting the duplicates. Now, if you are missing a lot of the Celestial Hypogens or even a lot of the regular heroes, absolutely, I bought these out for a considerable amount of time until I got to the point where I wasn't really using them anymore. Again, just for the simple fact that I'm not seeing, or I don't need as many heroes as I did need once upon a time. So at this point, it's not worth it for me to buy it out. If I was a newer player, if I didn't have as many awakened heroes or as many elite heroes as I do, yes, you could absolutely build it out in its entirety. You could buy those out just to get some more copies of a couple different heroes. But again, where I'm at, there's no reason to really build them out. I pulled the trigger. What is going on? Thanks for joining us for the stream. So we got 18 more rolls in here. And again, this, guys, I've just been getting right here, the surplus yield. If you happen to find my base, you can go ahead and attack. I got to use those pillage attempts, which most of the bases that I've actually been pillaging for doesn't have anyone there. So literally it's just been sitting there, but we just hit level 4, which is going to give us another 3,000. So full with our pole coins in there. How can I quickly get Celestials and Hypogens? Honestly, the fastest way is buying them other than the stones. And the stones, you only have a small chance of getting them, so there's not even a guaranteed chance. That is really the only way. There's not a way to go in there and really farm the Celestials and Hypogens. It is a very low probability when you're doing summons to get them. So again, for a quick way, there really isn't a quick way. There isn't a quick way to build out or get the Celestials and Hypogen heroes. It just really takes time. And I keep getting the 3 rolls, which I'm happy about. I mean, as we're going, so there's my 17 morale. Again, that's going to be a massive boost, guys, when it comes to building these out, which is going to be awesome. Yeah, and Xanthar, I did the exact same. So I think when I was in here yesterday, I don't think I did anything on the Isle. I think I forgot the Isle of Gold in its entirety. And again, haven't spent an incredible amount of time even doing all the dailies in here with you guys streaming. Really helps me a ton. There we go, guys. Extra dice rolls. Just because I have an hour to dedicate to AFK Arena and an hour to dedicate to progression. But again, looking in here, I don't want to put any of the debuff towers. I know a lot of players ask why I don't do all of the stones or do any of the negative debuffs. Honestly, if you're coming in here and you're taking the loot, just come in and take the loot. I'm not even worried about it at this point. And if I do get attacked, then it does give me the immunity. There we go. We're at 17. Can I roll a 1? It's a 2. But loot-wise, again, this just yields an incredible amount of loot. I'm going to change this up a little bit to get some more levels on my towers in the back, which of course is just going to give us a couple more resources now that I have some level 10 towers in there. Then just building these out, there's 13. There we go. So we got that 1 to 10. That'll add, again, a couple more levels in there. So modifying, I'm going to swap this one here because remember, this is also going to affect the tower down here. Then we can do, that affects both those. Again, this one, I want to move this one. Might need one more energy tower just based on this, which again, we'll have to see because I want to level this one up as well. So even if we modified and move this one, that one we want to get, so we have the higher morale. And again, we can swap this one with this one. Again, that one will get a buff. I think it'll get both buffs. Move this one up here, that one up there. There we go. Then we can just kind of move our flowers around a little. So again, we have all of these here. That's getting a buff, buff, buff. That's getting a buff, buff. They're all buffed up. That is good, which is awesome. It's getting much optimal to build flowers than debuffs. You get more loot. Yeah, and that's a big thing. So I believe like the second or third iteration of this, Riley, has been the exact same, where it is a lot more beneficial to build flowers and pillage players. And again, looking in here, this is what a lot of players are doing. Have a pretty tough team in there, but overall, you can see there are just flowers in here. There are no debuffs. We can hop around and hopefully get more than a 1, or maybe just skip these towers altogether based on our random rolls. There we go. So here is Shamira. This is going to be a really tough team to pillage. Rewards are 44 diamonds, so not too many rewards in there. But this is the team that I've been running. But look at the levels. They're actually a higher level. So I feel like this one, we're probably going to lose. So we could even put the rock lizard in there. I feel like this one, we're probably going to lose just based on the build. But if you look at the back, I have my intelligence heroes in here, which again is kind of by design. And again, PvP wise, we'd have to adjust a couple of the heroes in here to make this really work. But by design, again, I want to build a couple heroes in here. And I have intelligence. So I actually use intelligence. And there we go. So I knew we were going to lose that one just based on level. But when you look at the build here, which again, I'm not too worried about the resources. On this one right here, the Fountain of Blessing, this is the one that I always choose. And then I run those 5 intelligent heroes to actually get a couple more blessings in there. I'm going to have to go back, pay attention, and pillage. Before we're done, though, guys, I want to hop over and I want to do the membership giveaway. I don't want to forget this. I almost did. Let's go ahead. We're going to do our membership gifting. We're going to do our membership giveaway. And again, this is eligible to anyone in the stream because we're about done with the stream. We'll go ahead. We'll get that. It'll pop up in just a minute. Yeah, the island, like I said, I forgot about doing the island, but there we go, guys. The gifting membership will go out in just a moment. Then, of course, guys, Treasure Scramble, we're doing pretty good. Temple Rift, we're going to have to go through and get some more progression in there, getting some more cards. And then, of course, the new goods. Got to do the Bountiful Trial. Make sure you do not miss that because you want to get it. And congratulations to Primo. Primo is picking up a membership, so congratulations. And again, guys, it's something that we love to do, that I love to do, to really give back to you guys for supporting the channel. All the YouTube views, the super chats, the memberships, everything that we have going on in here, guys. It is kind of crazy. We are almost and coming up on 36,000 subscribers, which is kind of bonkers to think that we're at that point. Other channels over 5,000, the other channels almost at 2. So again, it's kind of crazy with the content production that we're doing. And it's fun, guys. I have a blast making content for YouTube, and maybe someday it'll be full-time. Who knows what the future may bring, but it is a ton of fun to be able to stream with you guys and sit down, talk about a game that I love to play and I've been playing for years. We're going on 5 years at this point, guys. So it is kind of crazy to think that 5 years in, that AFK Arena, and I believe it's around April next year. So we have about another 6 months and it'll be the 5-year anniversary of AFK Arena. So I'm going to let this auto run. And again, we already set our teams in here. I'm going to let this auto run. Let's see, we're on 53:24. I feel like we can get at least halfway through this chapter, if not a little bit further into some upcoming chapters. So we are definitely going to do and make progression here, guys. In Kanisa and Rook and Liberta, it's a weird team, but it works very, very well. And the same with Leonardo running together with Amelia. That has been a really interesting team as well that we've seen. That seems like it's been rising a lot with the popularity of the team itself. Now, of course, we have Queen for the lockdown. And again, Queen was a hero that nobody used at the beginning. So it's kind of crazy that Queen took roughly 6 to 8 months before. And there we go, guys. Kanisa and Rook, they get it done. But Queen took about around 6 to 8 months before players actually found where she fit in and where she was being used. And look at this, guys. They were running Alero in this team comp. The Brutus Alero combination with Mortis as a buffer. And then, of course, Kren in here to lock everybody down. Cool to see, guys. I like when I see the different formations. And there we go, guys. So Kren gets this one done. Then, of course, it's got the Thorn Cheese, guys. Can't do anything without the Thorn Cheese nowadays when it comes to progression. Even looking at some of the much stronger players and even a lot of the weaker players, the Thorn Cheese is still in here and is still doing incredibly well. But all right, guys, so that'll do it for our Saturday or our Sunday stream. Forgot what day it was. That is our Sunday stream. Got to hop off, got some shopping to do, got a couple things to take care of, getting ready for the week, guys. But we know this week we should have some more patch notes. We should have another hero that is going to be released. And there are new events that are coming up, not only on the test server. We have a new event that is coming up tonight on the test server, but we also have new events that are coming up within the next couple days on the global server, guys. And I'm still trying to get that Mystic Sky Zone. It's a really cool event. I can't wait till you guys get to see it. If you don't play on the test server, it is really cool to see. It's really cool to see that Mythic Sky Zone. It's a pretty cool event, and I love that it is literally straight up tough one-on-one PvP. It's really cool. So again, guys, Thank you guys for joining me for the stream. Happy Sunday. We got a lot more that is going to be coming, guys. And again, there's going to be some, how is Robinhood? Robinhood not performing incredibly well. So even a lot of whales that have Robinhood maxed out, we're not seeing a lot of utility. We're not seeing a lot of use in Robinhood. But again, similar to Queen, we don't know if that is going to be the case in the future with Robinhood, Xanther. It's going to wait to see exactly if he fits in a formation. And in that formation, is he going to be 100% required? That again is going to be waiting. Now, what I recommend is get him. Guys, again, if he's a hero that you get, okay, you spend some resources to get him. When you can get him for free, 150%, guys, get him for free. Always get him for free. What is going on, Branches? Thank you for joining us, but yes, this is the end. But again, make sure you get Robinhood, guys. If you can get him for free, if you can get him using resources, get him and pick him up, because there might be a place months, weeks, possibly even years down the road that Robinhood will be the best in slot and formations. And we've seen it happen with a lot of other heroes. But again, guys, that'll do it for our Sunday stream. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Anything you guys want to see, definitely let me know as well. And as always, thank you guys for watching.